Morning, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to day 3 on Project Markie. We're nearly there. Let's get on with it. So morning guys, it's Tuesday today, and 21st of January, 21st of December, a few days before Christmas, and today is MOT day for this baby. So I obviously, as you know, I changed the leg, I changed the shock, everything else has been put back together. I've repaired the bonnet, but I'm not happy with it. You can still see it. I've painted it, and the paint is not very good either. I haven't cut it back at all, but I'm not that happy with it. I haven't lacquered it actually. I put paint on it. Have I lacquered it? Sorry, yes, I have lacquered it. I run out of 2K, so I've used the ordinary lacquer, and I haven't buffed it, polished it, cut it back or anything like that. But I'm not happy with the colour of it. I think that can of white paint is a little bit on the old side, so I'm going to order some more from paints for you. But you can still see it where I've filled it, and that I'm not happy with it at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap it with a bonnet on Project Evie, and I think what I'll do is when I buy some new bumpers, which I'm going to do soon because this is the last of my new bumpers. So I'm going to buy some new bumpers, two bumpers, and I will take this. Sorry, take the bonnet, the 2 new bumpers down to the paint shop in the new year and get them to repair that properly and get them to paint all 3. So that way, obviously, I can get a nice new bonnet that's painted, and obviously painted cheaper. But yeah, no, that's come out really yellowy. It's the right colour, but it's come out quite yellowy. I am going to have a go at cutting it back, but I'm just not particularly happy with the repair. Now the fellow who's wants to buy this for his daughter has not seen it yet, but wants to come this afternoon. So I've just been tracking down service history, and it was serviced back in March this year at a full service. So it's not going to be serviced. I won't be servicing it. There's absolutely no need. If you remember, I looked at the oil, and the oil looks oil colour rather than black. And it's done less than 1,000 miles since it was serviced. So that certainly will not be getting serviced. Obviously, I've got to sort out this bumper business here still. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that, but he wants it. And he wants it now. He's going on holiday, I think, the end of this week, obviously before Christmas, to Dubai, and he wanted to get it sorted out before. It might fail the MOT, of course. Let's hope not, but it might do. We won't know until we get it back. It's about 10:10 now, and my MOT is in 35 minutes. So within the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to start making my way down to the MOT centre. I shall pop into town, do a little bit of last-minute Christmas shopping, and then we'll be back once the MOT is done, or attempted to be done, and we'll give you the rundown. Yeah, had a full service in March. Had new plugs, oil, filters. What else was there? Was something? Oh, brake pads. I told you those brake pads are virtually new. So yeah, so full service, and it's had several services that I've tracked down as well. So that's good. So I'm in the process of stamping the book. So let's get down to the MOT. Or actually, the one thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to run some IPA over the windscreen wipers just to soften them up a bit and clean them up a bit, because I'm going to check them actually, because I've failed MOTs in the past when I haven't checked those wiper blades. So if they're a bit duff, I shall change them. But yeah, as far as I know, everything else is okay and working. Tyres are all okay. Everything I've checked underneath seems okay. So fingers crossed it passes. I say it's only done less than 1,000 miles since the service, and it hasn't done much more than that. I think the service was only done a matter of a couple of weeks or so. It wasn't them that changed the sump, strangely, and I know that sump's been changed, so I don't know who changed it, but someone's changed it. But yeah, hopefully it'll all be good to go. So see you when I get back from the MoT. Fingers crossed. Okay, we're back. We are back. And it passed. Yes. couple of small advisories. We'll come on to those in a second. So I contacted the fellow who really wants this one, and unfortunately he was stuck in London today, stuck in the city, so he couldn't get here today. So he's coming at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is good. So I haven't got enough time now. It's nearly 3:30 now. I've got about half hour, 45 minutes of daylight left. I haven't got time to change the bonnets. He knows I'm going to do it. I'm just going to, hence the PowerPoint out, I'm just going to give that a polish up and see what it looks like. But yeah, I haven't got time to do that now. He's going on holiday on Thursday, so I don't think he was intending to take it tomorrow anyway. And I think he's back on the 2nd of January, so that's fine. That suits me. I know it's sold. I'll take a deposit from him, and then it gives me a couple of weeks really to get all the bits done. I was gonna sort this gap out here, but I think what I'll do, because the bumper's got to come off, I think the light, maybe the light is needs some adjustment. I think the light might be a little bit too low. I'm not sure, but I need to sort that gap out one way or the other. And all the other bits and pieces. It's just the general tidying up that needs doing, finishing off. But the good news is it's past the MoT. The other thing was the MoT tester wanted to buy it, which is a first for me. I spoke to him as the keys were handed over to him and just said to him, this is a very strange one. This, you have to dip the clutch to start it. Chatted to him for like a minute or two and just sort of, you know, told him that I do this. And then when I got back, I went for a walk, got back, and he was just reversing the car out where he'd finished it. And I stood and chatted to him for 10 minutes, and he was sort of basically saying he wanted to buy it. I was very interested in buying it anyway, and I told him it's sort of, you know, sold 2 or 3 times over already. So I've given him my phone number, told him to check me out on YouTube and Instagram, and I'll keep an eye out for it. He wants one like this, about that sort of money, so I'll keep an eye out for him. Yeah, so let me show you the MoT. There's a beautiful 500X. So MoT, yeah, so exhaust mounting defective, front exhaust flex pipe deteriorated plus rear system pipe corroded. Rear silencer clamp is missing. So there's a clamp missing on the rear silencer. I think that's probably the one where the silencer joins the pipe. So that's nothing. I've got one of those. I'll put it on. The exhaust flex pipe deteriorated. They do deteriorate, but it's only an advisory, so obviously I'm not gonna be doing that. It's fine. I've had a look at it. It's fine. I'd already done that as part of my checks. Yeah, I mean they get corroded. It's a little bit corroded, but you know it's not corroded where it needs to be changed. Absolutely not. So yeah, got a nice fresh MoT on it. What else is there? Yeah, nothing much more to tell you about this now. I think so. What we'll do is I'll come back tomorrow. So I'm just going to go over that. I'll have a look at that clamp actually. Again, if I'm going to have a couple of weeks to do this, and I know I've sold it, then you know I can do it at my leisure between sort of Christmas and New Year when I've got a little bit of time off. I haven't got much in a way of time off. I haven't taken any annual leave. It's just bank holidays and my normal rest days. So it gives me time to get it done. And I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but there's not an awful lot to do. I just got to basically sort this bumper out is the main thing. Plus that exhaust bracket. I will get under and have a look and see if it is that one, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be that one that I've replaced before, because it says it's missing. So I think it probably is that. So yeah, so that's it for the time being. We'll come back tomorrow once he's been and let you know the verdict. So until then, ta-ta. Markie. You probably thought you'd seen the last of Project Markie. Not quite. It is sold, or at least I've taken the deposit, but let's explain what's happened. So the reason it's up on ramps is because you may remember when it was MoT'd about 3 weeks ago. It was maybe a little bit longer than 3 weeks ago. It passed the MoT. It had a couple of advisories. One advisory was slightly corroded flexible part of the exhaust, which I'm not doing anything with because I've looked at it, it's absolutely fine. The other thing was a missing clamp off the back of the exhaust. So I've got one. So I'm going to do it. As I mentioned to you before, if I do get things, get cars MOT'd and it comes up with advisories, depending on what they are, in most cases I do them, which is what I'm going to do on this one. So as I say, it's sold. So the gentleman came around about 4 days before Christmas, something like that, and he hasn't driven it, but he looked over it. Like what he saw. It's for his daughter, I believe, and he gave me a £500 deposit. He said that he was going to Dubai on, I think it was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, something like that. It was on the Thursday before Christmas Day was on Saturday, wasn't it? I think he was going on the Thursday, which was a couple of days. So I think he'd come to see you on the Tuesday before Christmas. Gave me a £500 cash deposit, and I ain't seen him since. I was beginning to wonder, and then last week I got a message from him saying that he's in Dubai still, he can't leave, him and his family have got COVID, which I think he thought it was probably going to happen anyway. But you know, that's what happens if you go travelling during a pandemic, I guess. But it's now, today is Monday the 10th of January, and he's still, well, I say he's still not back, I've not heard from him since. So although he's given me a deposit, this car needs to go. So I'm giving him to the end of this week. I'm going to text him tomorrow and say what's happening. But if I haven't heard from him by the end of the week, I've got certainly one person, possibly two people, that want a white lounge for that sort of money. So I've had the car sitting outside for 3 weeks, having taken a £500 deposit, but the car's still sitting there, which is all very well. It's why I don't like taking deposits. You know, come and see the car if you want it, buy it. I cut him some slack because he was going away for Christmas. But yeah, this is why I don't like taking deposits. Normally if people come, oh yeah, I'll have the car, but I can't get it till next week. I'll pay your deposit. I say, don't worry. You said you wanted the car. As far as I'm concerned, it's sold. And 99 times out of 100, in fact, I think every time, they've come back when they said, and they've taken it. Obviously, this is beyond his control. He's got COVID, or him and his family have got COVID. But I can't just have it sitting here forever. I want to get more cars. I've got the convertible sitting in my sister-in-law's because I've got no room here. I've got the facelift one, and I've got the other one, which is sort of, you know, been work in progress for some time. And it's getting in the way. I want to get a parts car. Obviously, the facelift one will be going into the body shop soon to get those seals done, and then apart from getting the convertible over here to try and get that in some condition to get to the body shop as well, I'm sort of out of projects then. Although I've got, as I say, the other white one where I've got bits of paintwork to finish off, but that won't take long. So I want to get either a breaker car or another project, and this is getting in the way. And of course I need the money. So yeah, so I'm going to give him to the end of the week, and then I'm going to have to say, look, I'm going to offer it to one of the other people if he can't come back. Hopefully he'll be back by then. He should be, by rights, but we'll see. But I mean, it could be the case that one of them got COVID, and then a few days later the other one got it, and so on. They're obviously in quarantine in Dubai somewhere, so yeah, not their fault, but equally I need to get rid of this car. So I'm going to get this exhaust done, exhaust clamp done now, and then that's literally all I've got to do to it. I'm not 100% happy with that gap. I can't get it any better, unfortunately. Occasionally you get ones that are not perfect, and this one isn't perfect. I've fiddled with it and I just can't get it right, so unfortunately I have to stay. I changed the bonnet, as you know. The bonnet that was on here, which I tried to repair, wasn't good enough, so I changed it. Yeah, but apart from that, car is absolutely fine. But it's been sitting outside for 3 weeks, so I need to give it a bit of a run. Yeah, anyway, let's get on and do this clamp. So that's where the clamp needs to go, why there's not one on there. It is relatively rusty, although the actual back box itself isn't rusty at all. The actual exhaust pipe is a little bit on the rusty side, but then they do go like that, don't they? It's no big deal. It's not like it's rusted through or anything, it's just surface rust. But that wasn't even commented on the MoT, but that was. So I need to get this on. So a bit difficult for me to film under here, me doing it, so I'm just going to switch off and then we'll come back once it's done. There we go, nice new clamp on. That's it, that's all I needed to do. Great stuff. Right, let's get it down off the ramps. And yeah, I think that's it. Just need to, don't even need to clean it really, so I don't know when he's coming to pick it up, so just going to get it back off the ramps and park it up. Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, welcome back to a bit of a different view. Today I am not going to show you anything about Fiat 500s whatsoever because I'm walking on the beach in Porth, in Newquay, in Cornwall. It's almost dark. It's not cold at all actually, it's quite refreshing and a nice smell of the sea. Let's just show you. three mad girls in the sea. They must be freezing in there.
Freezing?
They must be. Them three. Crazy.
The sea's probably not that cold this time of year because it's still got a lot of sun out. The worst time is like March.
Really?
Yeah, because that's when it's had the most winter to cool down. The thing is, you don't feel it after.
No, you just go numb, don't you?
Well, you sort of, your body makes you actually are quite warm when you get out.
It's a bit grey, isn't it? But it's not cold at all, is it? Really?
Not really. This is such a nice shelter beach.
Yeah.
But usually at low tide, you literally have to walk out to the mouth of it to get to the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when they came, Mum and Dad and Christmas came down, they had to.
So welcome back. A few days has passed since then. In fact, I'm going to move you over here because I'm going to be reading from this screen in a second. So yeah, a few days has passed since the last video, and as was alluded to in that video, we were waiting for the bloke to come back from Dubai. I can't remember if he'd already come back when I recorded that or not, but he's back. He was actually, he went to Dubai, but he was actually stranded in Spain. He's got a house in Spain, and they came back from Dubai to Spain, and that's where he tested positive for COVID. So they actually spent time there rather than Dubai, which was probably better. He's picked the car up today. He, as you know, he'd given me a £500 deposit, but he hadn't actually driven it. So obviously he wanted to have a drive of it before he committed himself 100%. He's driven it, loved it. He's taken it. So we're going to go through the figures. So I bought the car on the 16th of November. So I have had it quite some time, despite there not really very much to do on it. The car was £1,150 plus the fees, which came out at a total of £1,471.60. Delivery was £85 from, I think it was Rochford. The MoT was £40 from Mr. Clutch. Not Mr. Clutch, sorry, Quick Fit of all places. Thermostat was £20.95. If you remember, it had a leak, so I had to change that. Front bumper, brand new front bumper, including the paint, was £165. Storage charges, because I was late picking it up, I had to pay Copart storage charges, which gradually went up. It was £6, then it was £9, then it was £12. That came to £36 in the end. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, £36 storage charges. And a new front panel on it, which was £68.40. The number plates were £13.99. And if you remember, I put that new suspension leg on in its entirety. That was £34.99. And that was it. That was all I've done to it. Brakes were all okay. Service history was bang up to date. Yeah, it was great. I sold it for £2,750. And it was that's a gross profit of £814.07. So that's not bad, is it really? If I could make that amount on every car, I'd be happy. Obviously some I make more, some I make less, but I think that's a pretty good profit myself. Percentage wise, I don't do maths, so I don't know what the percentage is. You tell me. Total spend was, hang on, let me take that out of there. I'll tell you what the total spend was. Oh, hang on, bear with. So total spend was 1935.93. And the profit was, what did I say, 800? Let me just type that back in, 2750. £814.07. So you tell me what the percentage was. I don't know how you work it out. I'm stupid. Anyway, so that's the end of that project. What was that? Markie, wasn't it? Project Markie. So that's the end of that one. A few little extra bits I need to tell you, but we'll come to that in a sec. Okay, so this is a couple of days later. I did record an update on the other projects, but whilst my computer was processing the videos, it crashed, and when it restarted, the video wouldn't save. So I tried lots and lots of different things, and it just wouldn't work. So I've had to redo the entire video again. Not shoot it all, but re-import it and into a new project, blah blah blah. If you know how iMovie works, then yeah, pain in the backside. But so this video was meant to be, you're going to see this hopefully on Wednesday. It was meant to be last Wednesday. So the video on Sunday, which is of project MoT, you would have seen that before you see this, so I've had to re-record this bit. So as you would have seen, Project MoT has now gone to the paint shop. I got all those bits and pieces done, sorted out the DAB aerial, put the door cards on, all those other bits and pieces, got the bumpers on properly and so on. So I went to the paint shop today, and yeah, I don't know when they're going to start on it, next week hopefully. And then we took Project Evie for its MOT, and you will see Project Evie video probably next weekend, so I won't reveal what happened with the MOT, but you will probably see, if it's not next weekend, it'll be the following Wednesday, depending on how the videos go. So what I intend to do, so now that's gone to the paint shop, I intend to get the convertible back over here, sort that wing out. If you remember, we had that gap that was equal but too big after the various manipulation of that door, trying to sort that out, and sort of sorted it out, but we've got that big gap. So some of you suggested, and I agree, that it may be the wing, because if you remember, I put the wing on first before I did the door. So I'm going to try and manipulate that and see if we can move that back. It's a couple of mil, if that, but you know, with gaps, that couple of mil makes a big difference. So we're going to try and get that sorted out, possibly next week, because my intention is, when I get the other one back, the 16 plate one back, I'll take the C down there. Now we've still got to do the back beam. That's obviously, you can drive it, it drives okay, but obviously the wheels, although it does drive fine, but you know, obviously I'm not going to drive around in it, but I'll drive it down to the paint shop like that. It's not a problem, but that obviously needs doing. We also need to get the spoiler off and either wrap it or paint it, whatever I'm going to do with that. And we also need to clean and repair the roof. There's no doubt there's going to be other things around the car that need to be doing, and seeing as it's been over at my sister-in-law's for, I don't know, since mid-November, something like that, I can't remember now. Certainly since the beginning of December, it's been sitting there and hasn't moved. So I've actually forgotten what is left to do, but we'll go over. I might go over and get it this weekend, or might leave it till next week, see how it goes. But yeah, and so once that goes into the body shop, we'll get the other one back. We can get all the bits and pieces that are finished on the 16 plate, and then hopefully we can then get that one. I don't think we're going to get it MOT'd, because I think the MOT runs out like in October, so I don't see any point in MOT in it. So it's got, you know, 9 months MOT or thereabouts. Yeah, don't see any point. So we'll track down the service history. Haven't got the logbook back yet. Once we've got the logbook back, we can look at the MOT history, track down the service history. Have I already done the service history? No, I've already got the service history. What am I saying? Yeah, no, I've already got it. Yeah, I've got that recently, so we don't need to worry about that. I need to fill it in the book, if I haven't already. I lose track. I've got so many cars and so much going on, and I just lose track of what I've done and what I haven't. But we'll get that all sorted out, and then we can get that one sold. I haven't got a buyer for that one, because most of my customers, if you like, are around the 2,750 mark, which is what I sell most of my cars for. So this one will be going for around the 5,400. That's what I'll be putting it up for, and I would expect to get it. I sold the other one, I think, for 4,950, but I really wanted to get rid of it. So the bloke was taking the pee a little bit, and he kept on, and did I still give it? I think I did it without the warranty in the end, but can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to put it up for 5,450, something like that. See what happens. It's not a crashed one, is it? And it's only a Cat M, whereas the red one was a Cat S. So all day long, it's worth 5,450. A straight one, which of course this is relatively straight because it wasn't a crashed one. A straight one, you're talking 7.5 to 8 grand. So easily 5.5. It should go easily for 5.5. But we'll see. We'll test the water. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to be desperate to sell it, so we'll get the proper money for it. So that's it for the time being. As I say, sorry this is a bit out of sync, and some of the video on the beginning of this was like before Christmas. So yeah, it is what it is. But again, as always, hope you've enjoyed it. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get those numbers up. Push us closer to the 5,000 mark. That would be great. So until the next video, until next weekend, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then.